What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast, coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow podcast brothers, Dorian, the D.A. Alberton, James, the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, and Darrell, D-Dubb Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel. Sports Chasers Podcast. We can be found on all podcast platforms, plus all social media platforms by searching Sports Chasers Podcast. All information is in our bio. Please be advised, at times there may be some explicit and colorful language. We are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct. Hey, it's Wednesday. It's not Thursday. It's Wednesday night. Due to some schedule conflicts, we're going to have to get it on tonight. We got a lot to get into tonight, man. So I'm not going to belabor the point. Let me introduce the crew. Going from left to right of my screen, we got the hockey dude. He's back in the building tonight. Our main man, Dan. What's good? Dan, what's happening, bro? How's everything tonight, man?
Everything's good, man. How's everybody doing tonight? Pens and caps tonight. Let's go.
Let's do it, man. D-Dubb, he's with us. D-Dubb, what's good, man?
What's up, fam? What's good? What's good? What's going on? Wednesday night, Sports Chasers Podcast. Let's do it.
No doubt. The DA, he's here with us tonight. Not witness protection. DA, what's up, bro?
Hey, we're here. Hey, people.
Hey, we got the angry one. He's back. He's with us.
He's angry.
He's definitely angry.
What's going on, family? How y'all living, man? Good to be here on a Wednesday, not a Thursday. It's all good. Let's get it.
Let's get it popping, man. Hey, last but not least, man. Hey, man, he's our WNBA and NBA contributor. Hey, my main man, Ryan DeSouza. Ryan, say what's up to the folks tonight. Ryan's actually going to hang out with us all night tonight. Going to talk a little bit about everything because we got some angry folks on this panel about the NBA, but Ryan's going to talk about stuff on the NBA, on the court. Ryan, what's up, brother? What's going on, man?
What's up, fellas, man? Thanks for having me back again, man. I'm happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get going.
Let's go get going, man. Hey, man. So, like I said, Ryan's here to do the NBA stuff. Yeah, I'll figure that out. Thanks, E. Yeah, we can't see Ryan on the thing. I'll figure it out here in a second. Ryan.
Can't see me?
It's the NBA. Yeah, no, I got you. Let me figure that portion out. You just keep talking. We'll figure it out.
Gotcha.
As far as the NBA, take it away, my brother.
Yes, sir. So, all right. So with the NBA, you know, it's been a weird start of the season. All the teams that you thought were going to, you know, are staples of being like the top seeds. The Clippers, Golden State Warriors, Philadelphia, the 76ers, teams like that, you know, they started off very slow. And then you have teams who everybody thought was probably going to tank, like Utah. Utah made all these trades, you know, all these trades and got Rudy Gobert out of there. They got Donovan Mitchell out of there. And now they're damn near on top of the Western Conference and beating good teams, and you know they're messing up their Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes lottery ticket. But it seems like that they're off to a good start. Lauri Markkanen's been playing some good ball. Yeah, Lauri could play, man. He's always been you know, nicked up here and there when he was in Cleveland. And then as far as like rotation and minutes and things of that nature. But yeah, it's just been a weird season to me, man. Like just teams who you thought were gonna like take off early, they're struggling a little bit, and it could be due to lack of training camp and things of that nature. So yeah, so that's what I have right now as far as basketball. And if you guys have any questions, shoot them at me, man. Let's get going.
Thinking, like when looking at it being in all seriousness, like so when those things happen, right?
Yeah.
So when I see the young teams, and I'm not saying young, but no name teams, or not no name, everybody has a name.
No, I got you. Yeah.
Not well established teams, right? So you got the Jazz, in the I think Milwaukee. We all knew they were who they were, right? They're good.
Right.
But you got the Suns, second place where they need to be. The Trailblazers, I don't think anyone saw that because you can't really. It's Dame and the young kid. I forget his name, but he is killing them out there. The Nuggets, I expected them to actually win this thing with their whole crew back. I think they have the best team. Period. Like if with their whole crew back and Murray and
Porter Jr.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that looking at it.
But remember,
yeah,
but in respects to Denver, Murray hasn't played in almost a year and a half. Porter's been, so it's going to take time. It's going to take time to build back that chemistry. And we all know, man, when with injuries come, man, you take your time. They always say, whenever you have your injury, you need a whole year, to get right after you're playing. So I expect them to really take off, mid-season, somewhere close to the trade deadline. I expect them to take off, with that. And also too, with Jokic, he was so used to dominating the ball all the time, getting assists. And now, he has his point guard back with Murray. So he's got to step back a little bit. He's still balling, but he's got to step back. Right. Yeah. And then he's got to let them other guys find their confidence and, and get back into the groove. But yeah, I like Denver, man. Denver is definitely a team to watch with all those guys coming back.
So where did Boogie go?
Boogie Cousins?
Was on that team. He was on that team, right?
Well,
got DeAndre Jordan there now, so he's standing tall, doing nothing.
Right. I mean, Boogie's like, ever since he ruptured his Achilles, man, and he's just been like a journeyman, and it came at an awful time because he was in his contract year. He's about to get paid. Because remember, man, when he was on the team with New Orleans, they were rolling, bro. And him and Anthony Davis were rolling. And every
kid, Nurkic, right? What's the other kid with the big beard? European dude, he was there. Power forward, Nurkic, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I
like Boogie.
Right. So, yeah. So Boogie, he went to Golden State. He had a stop in Houston, but he's just can't find a team right now, a niche right now. So hopefully he'll get back on the groove with that, man. So but definitely, man.
Let me ask you something, right? I'm sorry, D. I'll get to you, Ryan. Let me go to this. The Nets on the court with their coach. Yeah. So when Jaques Vaughn was with them in the bubble, and me and Dorian always said this, why wasn't this guy? Well, we all know why. Well, what's your take on Jaques Vaughn now being the coach and why he wasn't? He was named today the head coach, right? No more.
Right. Officially, no more interim role, because the reason they were all ready to sign Udoka.
Yeah.
They were getting ready to sign him, and then they were getting a lot of flack for doing it, a lot of backlash. So they had to pause on it because they was going to get a lot of, backlash with that. Even some of the Boston players, they were very unhappy that, he was going to go back to the Nets. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about Jaylen Brown. I'm talking about Tatum. They had a rapport with Udoka, and they were very upset. Well, hold on. So what do you mean he's going back, to go coach the Nets? You know what I'm saying? Just, okay, he's suspend him and let him come back. So it was a lot of posturing with that to me. The whole thing is a little weird. But back to your Jaques Vaughn point, like you said, he was a coach in the bubble, right? And they did well, and everybody thought that he was going to get the job, and just like nepotism and
Facts.
and relationships, and, with no coach.
Just Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's crazy.
God, stop.
That's crazy in itself. Yeah, that's crazy in itself. And with Steve Nash coming in, he had a relationship with the GM, obviously, and
Right.
they brought him in. It was sort of like what happened with Steve Kerr almost with Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson got let go. They brought Steve Kerr in, and it was already like the foundation was already laid. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yes.
And but I know I'm getting a little bit off track, but in all respects to Steve Kerr, respect to Steve Kerr, because even though he got that job and Mark Jackson laid the foundation for that for that Golden State Warriors team, he always gives Mark Jackson his kudos, man, his flowers. He always bigs him up and say, hey, I could not have done this if it wasn't for Mark Jackson laying the foundation. So a lot of coaches wouldn't do that, man. So so Steve Kerr's a good dude, in my eyes for doing that, and and giving that respect to Mark Jackson. Now going back to Jaques Vaughn, I thought it was a no-brainer that he was going to keep the job, because he was in Orlando at one point. Yeah. He did all right in Orlando.
Very well there.
Yeah, he did good and lost the job, and it was like shocking that Steve Nash, with little to no coaching experience, but it's a name. He's a 2-time MVP. He's an offensive guy. Obviously he's talented. He's smart. He can run plays, but he just didn't garner the respect of the players. Like obviously KD, and I mean when he first got the job, it came out, it's like, oh, we don't even need a coach. I'm like, they already threw him under the bus.
Doomed.
Right from the top. Like,
yeah, but
like
I agree.
That, like, I thought he was in obviously he had great players, and and when they made the trade for Harden, man, they were clicking on all cylinders, bro. Harden was when Harden first left Houston and went to Brooklyn, they were clicking. And then the hamstring happened with Harden. He tried to come back, but he wasn't himself. And then, I mean, basically KD was like a toenail away from single-handedly beating Milwaukee. Because remember Kyrie was out. He sprained his ankle.
Correct.
And he was, so they couldn't buy a basket, man. So it was just KD. Joe Harris, I mean, could not hit an open shot, and he's a flat out shooter, man. It just wasn't in the cards. But all that being said, he was that close of going to the championship. And not only that, what if that was a 3-pointer? Milwaukee's eliminated. All right, Nets win the championship. And we're not even having this conversation. We're not even we're not. I mean, everybody's a made man now. You got a title in Brooklyn. Harden gets a title. Kyrie gets his second title. Durant gets his 3rd title. Steve Nash is not going to get fired winning the championship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it's you know how they say sports is a game of inches, right? So that's
toenail.
Yeah, the toenail. But getting back to Jaques Vaughn, he should have got the job first off. They wanted to make a splash, a name guy like Steve Nash. But they didn't factor in the respect level. And I'm not talking about as a player. I'm talking about as a coach. Man, it's hard just to be like, okay, oh yeah, even though I played, you know what I'm saying? But you still got to translate to the locker room, bro. And if you're not translating to the locker room, what's the sense? And especially if you already got undermined by your players. And then over the offseason, KD demands a trade that says get rid of the coach and the GM. So
that's what I was going to get at, Ryan. You got two guys that is very difficult individuals as far as they're diva guys.
Personality.
I don't even call them diva guys, but you just got these two guys, and one he should be the man, and KD, but he seems like he defers to Kyrie more to be the guy to do all the the mastermind or whatever. So
yeah,
I don't know. It seemed like the team never got off to the right start when the whole James Harden situation. That was this is to be honest with you, this team being put together is an absolute disaster because it never translated into what they thought it was supposed to be.
It's
so there's nothing. There's nothing.
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
Back to differ. DA, go ahead.
I
Give
beg
it to
to
me.
differ because
I thought you said you was gonna be silent, but go ahead.
Yeah, I am. I'm about to shut up, but you know me. I'll be about my money, man. So
that's right, brother. Man, that's right. It's a disaster. Go ahead, say it.
What you feel success is. Because I keep telling y'all, owners are not in the game to win championships. Owners are in the game to make money. Since those three dudes have been there, they have sold out every night. Whether it's good, bad, you want to see the car crash, whatever it is, people are in the building. And for those people that own the Nets, that's the motivation and the impetus for a lot of the dumbass moves that they made. Short-sighted moves because they just wanted to fill the building. I've been saying for years, that's what Dolan has been trying to do with the Knicks for years, man. He don't care how good they're going to be. But if you sell out Madison Square Garden every night, he's good.
Yeah.
His money's good. I to me, I'm almost sure. Because if we're looking at just going back to what Ryan said at the beginning, look at the teams that are at the top right now. They're not the name brand big money squads. They're the squads that got ownership and GMs and coaches that know how to scout, get players that can play together and win games. Because they're not going to sell out everything in Portland, but they're going to win a lot of games.
Right. Yeah, and getting back to what he was saying about with KD, it's almost in a sense where he's the best player. Everybody knows he's the best player on the team, but not necessarily the leader of the team.
Right.
And that's sort of that's why he clashed with Russell Westbrook in OKC. Yes, he's the best player, but Russ is the voice, is the energy. You know what I'm saying? Of the team. So and that's why he clashed. That's why it was a perfect fit when he went to Golden State. Because one, you can't triple team him a double or triple team him in Golden State. You have two of the greatest shooters on the wings, and then you have a power forward who facilitates the offense. Draymond Green is their point guard. The ball is facilitated through him. He makes great decisions. So he had a perfect situation. But what happened was he didn't get the credit he thought he was going to get for winning those two championships, even though he won Finals MVP both times. Mm-hmm. He did not get the credit and didn't get the love from everybody because everybody knew it was a weak move. Going to Golden State. In
a team that won 73 games prior,
and already won a championship, and a team that you had down 3-1. You were up 3-1.
Yeah,
you were up 3-1. So the record books are going to see that he has 2 titles, and we can't take it away from him. And he did his thing. He showed up.
Hey, it was better than a bubble chip. I'll tell you that. and also getting back to what my guy was saying as well when it comes to the net situation with Durant. He's I don't want to call him a follower, but he's not vocal in the sense where
that's aggressive.
Yes, yeah, he's
a follower.
He's a follower. Yeah, so
go ahead, say it, Ryan. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's like he's following Kyrie in this situation, because I really think the best situation for them was going to the Knicks. That's why I thought and hope they went.
Let me stop you right there, Ryan. As a Knicks fan, I'm gonna tell you why they didn't go. I'm gonna tell you why they didn't go to the Knicks. They didn't go to the Knicks because they was all drinking the Kool-Aid, and rightfully so. The Knicks have sucked the last 20 plus years. I got 3 other Knicks fans on here with me, and they have stunk. So everybody's been drinking Kool-Aid. No, nobody wants to go to play at the Garden. The owner sucks, and all that stuff is true. It's true. So I believe that's why they didn't want to. They didn't want to go there. So
but
go ahead.
To me, if you win one championship in New York, that's like 3. That's the equivalent of 3 championships. You know what I'm saying? Like so when I heard that he was he was a package. KD's a package, so he's gonna go wherever he wants to go. I mean, Kyrie is from Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Jersey.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and again, guys, it almost worked because they looked unstoppable when Harden got there. But to the point, Kyrie hasn't been successful without LeBron. In Cleveland, everywhere he's went. When he went to Boston, when he was there, they imploded, and they went to the conference finals against Cleveland and LeBron without him.
I think this is
and your point is,
no, I think this is definitely a case where you got 2 dudes that believe when they look in the mirror they see something that no one else sees. Right? Because you're the best player don't mean you're the leader.
Absolutely.
Or because you have the most skill don't mean you're the leader.
Yeah, and their talent is undeniable. Yeah.
But they don't have anybody else in their ear to say, "Yo, man, sit down, shut up, man. I got this."
Right.
You don't have to be. You can still be the best player and not be the most vocal dude on the team.
Correct.
Right. Because there's teams everywhere where dudes have that. You got that glue guy. You're not the best athlete. You're not this, but the glue guy take care of it. You just do your part. Because in Boston, Tatum is not loud. Jalen is the loud one, but Tatum is the best player.
Correct.
Right. But this is the last topic I'm gonna say on basketball. I heard this other day and I thought it was real funny. The guy said, "Listen," he said, "So you got the old guys, right? LeBron, Curry, scoring 30 points a game. You know what 30 points a game don't get you anymore? Wins."
I think Isaiah Thomas. I want to say it was Isaiah Thomas had made a statement. So he was on a broadcast, and then they were saying like, "Oh, okay, somebody's averaging 30 points. He's getting 30 points a night, but the team is giving up 120. That 30 point doesn't hit.
No.
Nope. Doesn't translate because you're giving it up. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're holding the team to 90, you're scoring 90 points, you got 30. Yeah, then that 30 point is gonna equivalent into wins and success.
We live in a time where people on the 4-letter networks are telling me you don't have to play defense because you do so much on offense.
What?
Right. You couldn't make a junior high team doing that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You couldn't play on the junior high team doing that. But we supposed to accept that in the NBA and pay money to watch you play, but you don't play defense?
Right.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I feel. Let me interject here. I feel like Ryan sometimes is the defense attorney for the WNBA and the NBA when he comes.
No,
it's all good, man.
I'm asking.
It's all good. It's all good.
I got one other question towards that, and then we're gonna have to move on to hockey. This was a good Ryan. I appreciate you coming back through again.
No problem. No problem, my brother.
One other thing kind of correlates with what DA said. Yo, the load management with your man out there in LA, man. What's going on with Kwai Leonard, man? I mean, I know I get it. You're hurt, man, but come on, dog. What's really going on?
So the thing is with Kawhi is everyone knows if Kawhi is not 100% healthy, he's not playing, bro. He is not playing. He will not play he's not going to play injured. Nobody should play injured. If you're injured, you're injured. Nobody's going to should play if they're injured. But if you got a nick, if you're hurt, you should play. You know what I'm saying? If you're nicked up, you should play. If you're injured, no. But if you're hurt, you got a bruise here, a soreness here, he will not play unless he feels great. And I don't know if there's an issue. I know there's an issue with the knee swelling up again or something to that matter. But right. I think the days of Kawhi being Kawhi is done, and it's because of health. And yeah, and the load management. And he started that term in San Antonio, load management. You know what I mean? So
for sure, yeah.
And then, but then you go out and say load management, and then you win a championship. You know what I'm saying? You go to Toronto, and you say load management, you win a championship. So it's a copycat league. So like, damn, they won a championship by doing load management. So everybody's gonna start doing load management. You know what I mean? So
that we have done, yes.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, bro, back in the days, the OGs, man. I mean, they damn near played the whole entire schedule.
Ryan, you will not come on this show like these other guys and say back in the days.
but seriously though, man, like it's I don't think Kawhi has the love for the game like that. You know what I'm saying? Like where, oh man, I'm a little banged up. I'm gonna get out there. Nah, it's look, I gotta do what's right for me and my career. And if I don't feel well, I'm not going out there. That's why he fell out with in San Antonio, because in San Antonio he had a quad injury. I remember Tony Parker ripped his quad off damn near the bone, had surgery, and came back. And then what happened? How the whole thing blew up with Kawhi in San Antonio was Tony Parker said, "Shit, my quad injury was way worse, and I came back." So that was the whole thing right there. So that right there, all that trust that Kawhi had with the organization was done.
Gotcha.
It was unfixable at that point. When they felt like his teammates called him out, basically. It's like, yo, you gonna play or not? You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Right. Yeah.
True that.
The load management's hard. Yeah.
D-Dubb has two things, and we're gonna move on to hockey.
Okay,
go ahead.
No problem.
Oh, one thing, the Utah Jazz. I was trying to figure out who is on this team, and I mean, I know D, you talked about Lauri Markkanen. This cat right now, they're playing Atlanta, and this cat has in 9 minutes got 16 points in 9 minutes.
Yikes.
First quarter.
Yeah.
This dude is pretty. I mean, you look at this team, you be like, yo, who's on this team? Who's
they got Jordan Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson. Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson is there.
Mike Conley Jr.
Conley Jr. You still got him. Yeah. They got the point guard in the trade. He's coming off the bench.
Colin Sexton.
Colin Sexton. Yeah. So basically, man, it's the case of, oh, my team ain't want me. They just threw me out like I was garbage, and them boys are hooping, man. They're like, bro, everybody in the NBA can hoop. It's just getting your chance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's level to being great and stuff like that, and being a top 5 player, top 15 player, but they all can hoop. And what they're doing is everybody knows their role in Utah. It seems like. You have a talent like Colin Sexton, who was starting all the time, and now he's willing to come off the bench. You still got Mike Conley, who's a veteran there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's
Lauri Markkanen. He was good in Chicago, and I'm kind of shocked that
he was.
He was in Chicago, and they got rid of him.
Yeah. So it's it's the case of when your team is bad. And you keep getting lower. You keep drafting, getting draft picks and lottery picks, right?
Right.
So they come in. Those guys got to play. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna draft a lottery pick and him not get any run. So then then your minutes go down, or you get an injury, and then they start to ball out. They be like, oh shoot, we got somebody here who's on a rookie deal. So let's get some value for this guy because we don't have to pay him now because we got this guy who plays the same position and we can get some value for him. And and that's what they did. I mean, shoot, they got Donovan Mitchell. I mean, and Cleveland's balling, bro. Cleveland's for real.
Yeah,
Cleveland's for real.
Definitely.
Yes.
Cleveland's for
yes,
real.
they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are, man. We're gonna end the NBA on that note. Ryan,
right.
thanks a lot. Is actually
brother.
hang out with us for us, man. We appreciate you the insight on the NBA.
Absolutely.
Next up, we got Dan, the hockey dude. Dan, following up with after the NBA. What we got in the hockey world, Dan? First of all, Dan, not to put you on your spot because you did not answer to me. That dude with the Boston Bruins. Let me just get that off my chest before we start. Should the Bruins give him a chance, or does anybody in the NBA, in the NHL, get that guy a chance?
You sent me that, and
wait, set it up, Kev. What's the guy's name?
Oh, go ahead. Well, I don't have it pulled up. If you got to pull it up for me, go ahead, Dan.
Okay. I don't have it pulled up, but it's Mitchell Miller.
Yeah,
Mitchell Miller.
And young kid, and I think the Bruins tried to sign him, but this one I wrestled with it for a while because my thing is you'd like to think or hope that people can change, and it was like didn't know much about this, so I started I looked at a couple articles. Kevin sent me an article, and the more I read this, I was just it was heartbreaking. It was like, why in the fuck are we even giving this dude a chance? Like the things that I read that happened from like grade 1 to a junior in high school, it was crazy. But so the person, I'm trying to think of his name. Let me pull up that real quick, Kevin.
Sure. So for those that don't know, in the hockey world, the Boston Bruins signed what's his name again?
Mitchell Miller.
Mitchell Miller, and he did some pretty bad things when he was in junior high school and this looks like elementary school to this to this
quite
kid.
Some time.
Yes, and of course the Bruins found out, and I read on what's that THN's website, a lot of the Bruins guys did not want him on the team. From what I read. So go ahead, Dan.
Well, so Isaiah Meyer Carruthers is the young man's name,
right?
That was the victim, but I don't know, because it was kind of like this came out of nowhere. They're trying to sign this kid, and then like a lot of people really didn't know what was going on with it and what it was about. And then you start reading and finding out and this, that, and the other. And Bet was like, there's no way in hell he's playing in the NHL until we vet him and we see that there's improvement and that he deserves to be in this league. And I don't know who the scout or who the person was with the Bruins that thought this was a good idea to sign this person. I mean, you know what I mean? You have some people, like I'm going to talk about later with Evander Kane. He rubbed some people the wrong way.
I mean, man,
he got hurt the other day, right?
Yeah, he did. He's out.
Yeah, he got hurt the other day. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. But like, he's made his amends and been a better teammate, and like nothing to the extent of what's going on here.
No.
But you have some of those guys that make mistakes, and in football, baseball, basketball, whatever. But you would think you like to think kind of the human race that people can change, but this was one of those things where it was like, who vetted this guy? Did you not research what was going on? And you didn't think this was going to be an issue? Because after Bettman was saying, like, look, he's not playing in the NHL, not until we see proof of change. But it was like, well, he could probably play in the AHL. And then I saw where the AHL guy was, we're on board with Gary. The same thing. He ain't playing here either until we see that. So it was just it was one of those things that was a miscalculation on their part of even trying to do this, I think, because, Boston was on a roll. And for the last 7 days or whatever it's been, all they've been doing is answering questions about somebody that's never going to play in their fucking team.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's
it just made no sense whatsoever. It's like in the competitiveness, you're trying to find that diamond in the rough. Maybe the kid. I've never seen the kid play hockey, but maybe he's really good, and you get a young, talented defenseman. The other side of that is, there's a standard that NHL teams have in the locker room of who they are, what they're about, and what they want the impression or the example of how to be a good human is supposed to be.
Dan, I got a question when you get me.
Okay, but it's one of those things where they spent a lot of time building up the character and the respect in that room, and then you just kind of want to like them to accept this. And I don't know that they even talked to the players if they wanted this. Question, D-Dubb.
Yeah, it's a question for all of us. How long do we hold on to somebody's transgressions in the past? Like this happened like in first grade. Now I'm first grade.
Till when?
How long do we
Till
hold
when?
on? Yeah, I'm just asking.
Junior year of high school, the last I saw that, like
that's the junior year of high school.
Yes.
There's the same particular guy.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I guess you answered my question. I guess
that's why I said
you ain't playing, my G.
That's why I said.
I was trying to figure out how long was this going on. And I'm like, first grade? Are you kidding me? Are we going? I've done a lot of stuff, stupid stuff. Everybody has.
The young man that was the victim was a mentally challenged individual.
Yeah,
correct. And that's what makes
it wasn't just like this. This is the shit that makes people or young kids like in school go home and kill themselves.
Yeah,
like the amount of abuse, physical, mental, verbally. I mean, it's sad, and it was very disheartening to read what was going on. That this day and age, that shit's still going on.
Wow. That's a good question.
$5, D.
Oh, I'm sorry. The reality is, at the end of the day, in all sports, man, they'll throw every effing thing out the fucking window, depending on how good you are. Because if he was really good, they would have tried to hide this whole state. They would have tried to do whatever they could so no one even found out that this stuff even happened.
Mm-hmm.
If he was good enough. Because it's happened in other sports where, guys come through. I'll give you a very simple one. What's your boy's name with the Patriots that killed himself in jail?
Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez.
Everybody knew who he was when he got to Florida.
Yes. Yep.
He already had open cases. He already had open cases.
Yeah.
And was catching charges with Urban. Right?
Yep.
While he's in school. And then the Patriots were like, he's good enough to, he won the Super Bowl with him. Quiet it all down. So he starts shooting up cats in Boston. There's like, we can't stop it. You can't stop
funny,
it.
Man, but it's crazy.
They know who you are when you listen, man. Ain't nothing. Listen, we're all people. We've all been around people. Some people change. You can change as much as you want to change, as much as your atmosphere allows you to change. But if nothing changes and you're still the spoiled athlete that you were, why change? No one's kicked me off the team. I was shooting dudes in high school, and I get a scholarship to Florida. Shooting dudes in Florida, and they let me come to the Patriots.
Right.
Why am I stopping?
Right.
Can't stop the hustle, baby.
No accountability, bro. Because
accountability.
Talent in sports, like you were saying, if you have the talent, they'll cover up some stuff for you if you have the talent. Talent always you'll get another shot if you have the talent. That's for sure.
Yeah. So let me read this real quick. Thanks, D-Dubb, for bringing this up. NHL prospect Mitchell Miller was convicted of assaulting Meyer Crothers, who was a black and developmentally disabled, in 2016 when Mitchell was 14 years old. The Boston Bruins signed Mitchell to an entry-level deal on Friday, but ultimately rescinded the deal. So there you go. That's what happened with that. And yeah, Dan, I just wanted to, see, where the hockey people were at on this. And like I said, on THN, their website, they were saying some of the Boston Bruins guys was like, nah, man, we good. We don't need that guy. But like what DA says, and what Ryan says, sometimes talent in professional sports, if you got great talent, they will go all beyond means society. I've seen it firsthand. Greg Hardy in Charlotte. Right, Dan? Right? Greg Hardy with the Carolina Panthers. Yep. Me and Dan saw that, in person. Yes, it's so true. Go read it. But, Jerry Jones was like, I got to have him. He's a great player. Didn't read that arrest affidavit, but I'll be mute. And it's a public record, so I'm not making stuff up. Read it. And it's sometimes if you got the great talent, they'll look the other way. Dan, let's get off the ice stuff. Let's talk about what's going on the ice. Thank you, my brother.
No problem. There's a lot of shit going on, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, Ryan was saying with the NBA, there's a lot of teams this year that aren't really supposed to be where they're at.
New Jersey Devils in first place.
Doing what they're doing, and then you got a lot of established teams that they're supposed to be up there that are shit in the bed. So, like, I looked at a couple different, like, power rankings or whatever, and I'm like, this is basically a power ranking on what they did last year, minus a few teams. Like, right now, I still think Boston, Vegas are the top two teams. The Devils, they've been playing great as of late. I think they won like 7 straight.
Yeah, they have first. I think they have first or second place in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
man, first place now, 20 points, man.
Yeah, they won 10-3, and then like the Canes, they're still doing well. They got beat the other night by Toronto. The Islanders, like I said, different year, a little bit more, continuity to their schedule. Not playing the first, 6 months on the road. They're back playing well. They beat your boys the other night, D-Dubb and Cav there. Oh, I saw the thing. Oh, Rangers is sing, Dan, sing. Apparently you left church early because the last hymn was not the Rangers hymn.
I did leave church early, and yeah, you're right. You got me.
Yeah.
So you think it was a schedule last year, Dan? There might have
a lot of it
kind
was.
Of threw dudes off.
Because I think they played like 13 or 15 games.
Yes.
First at the beginning of the season on the road, so you're living.
Oh yes, the Islanders. Yes, so with the Islanders, they absolutely did play a lot of because their place wasn't ready. Their new
they had to put on the road.
And their new arena in Elmont, Long Island, New York, was not ready. So they had to play like the first 14 or 15 games on the road, and hell, that'll do a lot. So to you, but yeah, the Islanders are playing well. The Devils are playing well. I saw that. Well, the Bruins projected to do this well. I mean, they made the what's that divisional round against the Carolina last, which was a really good series, Dan. But what about this year? Go ahead.
Well, the Boston's kind of tricky because there was a lot of question marks. Because was Bergeron going to come back? Rask had the hip injury. Was he going to still try to play, or were they going to go with the 2 goalies they got now, Swayman and what's the other dude's name? But so they had the talent. It was whether or not Bergeron comes back and how these guys play in net. And right now, like I was looking, what was it? They lost to Toronto. I think it was 2-1 the other night. But prior to that, I think they won like 7 or 8 in a row also. But that's when all that bullshit came in where they were answering questions about somebody that'll never play in the NHL instead of talking about their team and what's going on.
Right. There's like a bunch of like losing streaks that are crazy. Like the Senators lost 6 straight. Blues 8
Don't
straight.
Even start.
On, oh, well, I'm not going to share your team then, but I'll skip them and go to the Blue Jackets.
Oh, you talking about the 4 and 6 Penguins? Yeah.
The Flames, Calgary's supposed to be right this year. Lost 6 in a row.
We're getting into that. But like Ullmark and Swayman have been playing really good for Boston. And I want to say one of them got injured the other night against the Penguins. I think it was Swayman. But Bruins going to be all right. Like, they got rid of the coach, Cassidy, and that was a big, thing for them because DeBrusk wanted traded because he couldn't stand the guy. And I think there was a lot of tension with the coach and the players, what the coach wanted and what the players wanted. And now that's changed, you can see that like that extra, I don't know, irritation or pressure off your back. Now they're loving coming to the rink. They're liking their coach and everything is going well. So I'm not surprised. Were they projected? They were projected probably to be a playoff team, middle of the pack. Maybe not a division winner, but now, yeah, they're leading the pack. But like, I saw some of these other ones and a lot of these power ranking BS things where, hey, what did we do last year? Because, I still see the Oilers up there. I still see the Flames up there.
Right.
And, looking at standings and stuff and who's playing well and wins and losses and stuff. Like Seattle. Didn't we joke on them most of last year?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. They just got the dope uniforms.
Hey, did you see their new mascot, the troll?
No.
Yeah, they just introduced this guy this year. It reminds me of the dude, like I've been to Seattle and like in I think it's Fairmont area. They got a bridge that goes across, but it has a big sea troll under the bridge in the overpass with its hand. It's like a statue or whatever with its hand on a Volkswagen Bug. And I think that's kind of the idea where they got that from. But hell, they've won 5 straight. They're in the playoff mix right now. The Jets are 8-3. They're playing well. The Red Wings, we talked about all their offseason mood, getting some of these veterans, Perron, Husso and Net.
7-3.
Yeah, they're making a run. Even the Flyers, we talk about Tortorella. When's the dynamite going off? How long are they going to last before he?
I said that for you last week. I said I couldn't think of his name right away. Yeah, but Tortorella, he's kind of like he's here today and gone tomorrow.
Well, I saw an article where I think it's Rasmussen's the defenseman or whatever. Like it just said he put him on notice on both sides of his game. You need to be better, and that's Ristolainen. Everything about his game, I think, needs to be better. And he coached the Rangers. He coached Columbus. He's one of those abrasive coach. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He tells you what you need to hear, what you need to fix, and you either get it right or he doesn't play you. But the first couple of years of whatever team he coaches, they seem to turn around and get better. So there's something to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe he gets a little older. Little mellows out a little bit. Maybe he can stay on for more in a couple of years. But like some of these teams, like like I said, the Devils, the Vanek, it's in net. He's 6-1 with a 2.18 goals against, a shutout. They're young.
Devils 10-3.
Yeah, they're fast as hell.
20 points.
And they're not super, big dudes, but like they got the Hughes. I think it's Blatt he's leading them in scoring, but they picked up Marino from the Penguins, a mobile young defenseman. They got Dougie Hamilton from Carolina, another good another good offensive defenseman. So they're putting the pieces together to mix in with what they already had. And a lot of these teams came out of the gate, like the Penguins, they were like 4-1. They haven't won since. But some of these other teams that didn't start off so great, now they're getting their shit right and getting the chemistry, and they're just waxing teams. Like Jersey isn't outscoring, like Edmonton tries to do. They're just playing smart. Take the opportunities when they can, play good defense. They got a good goalie back there stopping everything. So, another team, Vegas Knights, they lost Fleury or traded Fleury. Leonard got hurt. He's out. Logan Thompson. Anybody know who he is? Where he played college? I don't even know. I've never heard of this dude. But he's 7-2 with the 2.12 goals against, 2 shutouts. Jack Eichel finally, after Buffalo traded him to Vegas for talking draft picks, he's got 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points, leading them in scoring. He's finally starting to play better. The team around him is playing better. Kessel, on the other hand, though, he got the Iron Man streak, but I think he's having a little bit of a rough time adjusting there. He's only got 5 points, -2. Wow. Maybe he gets that turned around, but hey, they're still winning. And that's the important part. Now, kind of the disappointments, of course, top of my list is the Penguins. They're playing like absolute ass. I don't know what it is, but we've had goal, 2-goal, 3-goal leads several games, and we're just giving it up. And I don't know if it's a defensive system thing. The goalies aren't playing terrible. It's just no help. Hopefully we can get that straight. And we're playing the Caps right now. I think it's 0-0 here going into the intermission. We should actually be kicking their ass because they got so many people that are hurt. I think I just saw the stat before the game started when we were BSing. Before we started this, they got like 40 million that are injured right now. Yeah, it's crazy. Like Oshie, Backstrom, the human trash can, Tom Wilson.
Human trash can.
Hey, as Ranger fans, you should understand that.
Yes.
Didn't he do the Incredible Hulk with about 3 year players? Just picked them by the back of the shirt, just boom, 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 slamming them all over the place, and nobody did a thing.
Nope. Hey man, hey.
And the Rangers, they're struggling. They've lost 3 straight, and Shesterkin's playing well. Halak, on the other hand, he's 0-3. So anytime they give Shesterkin a break, you can count.
Well, they got him from
Boston. I believe Boston. I think he was back up in Boston.
And our backup last year went to the Avalanche, I believe.
Yeah, he got traded to the Avs. Okay. But that's the thing, is like a lot of these teams like Oilers, Avalanche, like Avalanche have a pass for me because they only played 11 games. A lot of these teams have played 13, 14 games. But like the Flames, like the Oilers, like Toronto's playing better now, but they remind me kind of Toronto. They change the goaltenders every year, but the shit stays the same. It's not the goaltender.
Right.
Like I saw a meme that says like Jack Campbell playing for, what he's like playing for the Oilers. And it was a picture of like an 8-year-old in goalie gear standing in front of the net where his head doesn't even reach the top of the crossbar. Because that's kind of the way it is. It's like, I saw where Draisaitl was pissed off the other night. It's like, look, this is exhausting having to come back after being down every single game and outscore people. We can't continue to do this. Like, there's something either in their structure or schemes that whatever they're doing, they need to tweak because they're giving up too many chances and they're giving up too many goals. I mean, granted, yeah, McDavid's probably got almost 2 points a game. I think he's got 29 points and they played 14 games.
Yeah.
So, and Draisaitl's right behind him at 26 points, but still, you can't rely on those two every game, or you can't rely on scoring 6 goals a game. Right. It's not back in the day, the late 70s, early 80s of the Edmonton Oilers where they just put up, 7 goals a game. The game's changed. It's more defensive. The goalies are bigger. The pads are bigger. Scoring is at a premium. But at some point, you got to change.
Right.
So we'll see, how that goes. But we had a couple suspensions. One I'd really like to talk about. So in the offseason, the Florida Panthers traded Huberdeau, Uyghur, and a draft pick in a condition, I think a younger player, AHL player, to Calgary for a Mr. Tkachuk. And I don't know if anybody watched this the other night. I believe it was Florida and the LA Kings. And it was late in the game, under a minute, and Florida had the puck in the zone. And so the goalie's in there, Jonathan Quick. He's playing the puck. Guy shoots the puck. he stops the puck. So he's got the puck in his glove up here, and then you see the stick come in and kind of hit him in the mask. Not a big deal. That happens. You know, you're trying to tip the puck. But it was funny because if you watch the YouTube clip of it, they're all like, "Hey, what's going on? What are they talking about?" Because they went over to the penalty box, and if this would have been like the old days when we talk about like before they got politically correct and put in the instigator rule and tried to cut down fighting, like when his dad played, if his dad did this shit, he would have got his ass kicked all over the rink. But the dude tried to nonchalantly kind of look away, but he took the tip of his blade, turned it, and if you look at the goalie masks, it kind of comes down here, and there's an opening the puck can't fit through, but he turned the blade of his stick and like pushed it inside the mask.
Yeah.
And hit like around the goalie's eye. And of course he went, real fucking dirty. And he went down, and after a while, they kind of figured out, oh, hey, this is what happened. So he only ended up getting 2 games, which I think is BS. That should have been a lot more.
Yeah.
Because, it's one thing to, cup check somebody or, slash them in the back of the legs where the pads are, something like that. But when you start going after something as important as your eyes,
in your face, yes,
that's totally, absolutely unacceptable. And it should be dealt with differently than these normal penalties. Like Josh Anderson hit the guy the other night from behind. He got 2 games from the Canadians. And was it Solovsky, the young kid from Montreal that was drafted last year? He hit the dude from the back and put him like face first in the boards. He also got 2 games. And then Kaprizov from Minnesota the other night. Like these are all within like 3 days of each other. Kind of took his stick and they gave him a match penalty, which I get it. And they only suspended him 5K because although I think it was merit on the intent of the slash of Drew Doughty, but like he hit him in the head with the stick. So he got a match penalty, 5 minutes, and out the game he went. But like the hit on, I think it was Josh Anderson the other night. I think it was Peter Angelo at Vegas. And it reminded me when we were talking about the McCarty and the Claude Lemieux and the Chris Draper.
Right.
Very, very like Peter Angelo got his face turned just in time. Or you may have another instance of the massacre in Detroit.
Gotcha. Evander Kane, how did he get hurt again?
So they were playing Tampa, I think it was last night. And him and Maroon were just inside the blue line going to the boards, battling over a puck. He lost his balance and he went back and he landed on his back. And then another player, 2 players came by, and it looked like the second player basically skated on his wrist.
Right, because his saw the thing, his half his hand, his left hand, I want to say, was exposed.
Yeah, it was his, like looking at this picture, it was his left hand.
Right,
and so if I would have thought of this, I would have got props. But so like the elbow pads kind of go from like here to like here. And then your gloves are usually where my watch is. So you got like a couple inches when you're down like that there's nothing in there other than the jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So if you turn your glove, the cuff moves and opens it up. So I think when he was down and his hand went back, it exposed it a little bit. I mean, it's happened before. But yeah, like soon, like Maroon knew it soon as he like looked down and saw him. And he was getting up. You could see in the replay that he's calling to Tampa, like, "Yo, he needs help."
Yeah.
Right.
And like the referees knew it right away. They blew the play dead. Kudos to the doctors and paramedics and everybody that was at the arena that took care of him and was able to get him to the hospital because it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
It looked like somebody shot a deer and gutted it on the ice. There was this.
Those that are looking, we're showing it here on the screen here. I'm sharing my screen, and you see Kane falls
down here, and then you'll see right there. And then watch as he gets up. See, there's already a pile of blood on the ice, and he's grabbing it, and it's like, I gotta go.
Gotta go. Yeah.
And it's
get out of here.
Yeah. And I saw that he did post a thing thanking everybody at the arena and the hospital and the paramedics and the doctors and everything. But yeah, he's gonna be out like 3-4 months.
Yikes. Dan, see, I had you with the props. I got the video even better, man. So look at that.
Yeah, I don't know if we have rights or permission for that, but
I didn't. As you can see, I didn't. There was no whatchamacallit. There was no
sound.
No audio. No audio. He's Dan K. Sorry, Dan. Did you have anything else? I'm sorry. Before we move on to before baseball, I'm gonna go to boxing real quick because Darrell put something in the notes. I know Ryan wants to jump at the bit with boxing. Anything else with hockey, Dan? Before we move on.
No, like I said, we're kind of like in that first sector of the season. So between like 12 and 14 games. So by next week or two, we should be around the 20 mark, and then we're going to be able to probably better decide or analyze who's for real and who's going to need some help.
Okay, gotcha. He's Dan K, our hockey dude with hockey. Every other week he's on, man. Hey, we're going to go to our boxing correspondent. Yep, we got it all. We got D-Dubb. D-Dubb, what's going on in the world of boxing? And as you put here in the chat, you're sick of the WBO.
I'm so sick of this shit, man. The WBO, WBC, IBF, all y'all. Yeah, I'm sick of it. They need a commissioner. They need somebody to regulate this thing because I get a alert. Earl Spence and Crawford. It was just told a while ago that a couple of weeks ago they said they wasn't going to fight. So disappointment. That's the fight that everybody wants to see. Now I'm looking at Earl Spence's order to fight Keith Thurman. Now Keith Thurman is a good fighter, but I think he's had his time. I think his time has passed.
Right.
But that's not the fight that the people want to see. So I guess this whole thing where these fighters, man, they don't seem to. It's not their fault, all of it, because a lot of it is just promotion, and it seems like the WBC has ordered several guys to,
vacate.
Yeah, if you're not going to fight, you're going to give up the belts. They already got Deontay Wilder fighting D's man, the bodega man, Andy Ruiz.
Ruiz will knock him out, dog.
But to your point, go ahead. No, I was going to just say, man, we've been talking about this, man, as kids, man. The boxing world trying to get something regulated together. It's
never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. Yeah, I'm with D. I hate to sound like the Debbie Downer. Ryan, I want to hear your take on the boxing world. I know you got some takes.
Yeah, with all the like you said, with all the the WBO and all the rest of it's just too many cooks in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So so what happens is it's not like it's UFC where it's Dana White, and Dana White is say, hey, you got to fight him or you lose the belt. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's what they need. They need somebody just like that. That's the format they need. But there's just too much money involved. There's too many different promotions. You have Mayweather. You have De La Hoya. You have Bob Arum, Don King. I mean, he's still around. You know what I'm saying? So, shout outs to Don King. He's actually hospitalized. He's 91 years old. Yeah, he's
wow.
He's in the hospital.
Yeah, so. I didn't meet him personally, but I know he's still. Yeah. So, getting back to what you're saying about Crawford and Errol Spence. Everybody wants to see that fight, right? But
they're in their prime.
But they're in their prime. But this has been going on with this for years. Happened with Mayweather and Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? They were supposed to fight, but neither one. You know what I'm saying? Neither promotion team wants to put their neck out there, and they're fighting their fight to lose. So what they're doing is they're protecting their boxer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they keep it
for as long as they can.
If you got belts, they keep it all in their stable, and they don't want nobody. That you lose, then they lose all the belts.
Correct. And Kev, I don't mean to sound like the old man, get off my lawn, but back in the day, fighters wanted to fight the best. You know what I'm saying? Haven't wanted to fight Sugar Ray. You know what I'm saying? They're like, no, I gotta test myself. And you know, and to be honest, I think I see that in Shakur Stevenson and Tank. I think I see that in those two dudes where they think wanna test themselves. You know what I mean? And go out there. Even in the heavyweights, I feel like Tyson Fury will fight anybody. Tyson Fury is basically Floyd Mayweather, his boxing skills in a heavyweight body. That guy can box, man. So that's what he is. He's a heavyweight who can box. You know what I'm saying? His feet are light. He's 6'8".
And I don't think these guys realize that if they put on a great performance, that people will come back to buy the fight again.
Of course. There's nothing better in boxing. I'm sorry to cut you up, brother.
No, you go.
There's nothing better in boxing than having a trilogy fight. You know what I'm saying? Where okay, I'm fighting. It's me and you going at it. Like, you know, Hagler Hearns. You know, Hagler Sugar Ray. You know what I'm saying? Where you know the first fight's closed. The second fight, people thought Hagler won. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the trilogy. So you know what I'm saying? People are trying to protect their records, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is I gotta have that you know, behind my you know behind my you know my record. And I give kudos to oh gosh, what's his name?
Who's that?
He just fought Triple G again. Canelo.
Oh, Canelo.
Yeah. I give kudos to Canelo for moving up in weight and fighting that guy who was heavier than him. And the guy beat him and gave him his second loss. You know what I'm saying? The only loss he had was to Floyd.
Mayweather,
you know what I'm saying? So I give him kudos for that, man. People want to see y'all fight, man. Fight, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The craziest thing about it, two things real quick. First thing, Canelo could do it because, real talk, he at the end of his rope and he controls his own, you know, like, you can't really tell. There's no point telling Canelo what to do at this point in time. He can do what he wants to do.
Because he's on the zone or something like that, right?
Right.
Yes. Another problem with boxing.
Yeah. So, you know, he you know, he can't really, he's like, whatever, man. I'm going to retire in 3 years anyway, whatever. The worst thing with boxing, and I'm old enough to remember, before there was an IBF and before there was a WBO, because I remember how things
used to be.
Like turned upside down, because it just used to be the WBA and WBC. That was it. Yeah. It was just two, right? So then you got the IBF and then the WBO, and then I started seeing the USA and then the Pathmark champion and the, Harris T the champion, all kind of shit, right? So, but with that happens, you know, it's like anything else, man. Greed, you can't turn that spigot off, man.
Yeah.
You know, once you turn greed on, it stays on. Because once you started letting all these associations have their own belt, which of course it's all money, right? So each belt pays for each belt and each weight. There's a financial incentive for each one of these companies. So once that started and people started making money from it, they wasn't giving back the money because you're gonna take your kids out of school because they got rid of the IBF. No, we're gonna figure out something. Because my sons have been going to college for the last 80 years because there's an IBF and we own that IBF shit. Period. Now, these dudes want to fight.
Yeah.
Boxers always want to fight.
Correct.
Unless they don't, right? So, because I watched, you know, in what, 90s? Late 90s, early 2000s. Yo, dog. Riddick Bowe, there was a few times he should have fought some dudes that he did.
Yo.
Right? Because he would smash some dudes and some dudes would smash him. Right? So ain't nobody really wanting none of that Lennox pie at all. Because he was supposed to get that pie.
Yeah.
They didn't want the Lennox pie. You know, so you left fighting Evander, who's 76 years old. And Evander was a champion. Went hard, but that wasn't a fight nobody.
He wasn't. He wasn't, man.
You know, we should saw Michael Moore, Lennox Lewis fight. Should saw that twice.
Yeah.
Riddick and Lennox, Chicken Bow. Come on, Chicken Bow.
Chicken Bow.
No one wanted to fight. No one wanted to have a fight. And it just wasn't the boxers, because the boxers might have wanted to fight.
Right.
But their bosses didn't want them to have that fight. Because like you said, you lose the fight, we lose our belts, we lose our money. You got to take Junior out of this.
You lose your leverage.
Yeah.
You lose the leverage, correct.
So, now with these lower weight classes, I think right now between the welter and lightweight, there's a lot of interesting fights. But the reality is each one of these fighters has their own promotion. Matter of fact, Tank left Mayweather to start his own damn promotion.
Yes,
so
correct.
The reality is it's a problem because then he's only going to fight what's in his best interest. Correct. And I'm not saying, listen, boxing is a dangerous ass sport, man. So I am not one to tell you to get in that ring willy-nilly. I am not going to do it. I'll tell you, fight Jake Paul 18 times to get your money before I tell you go in there and get your head scrambled one time and can't.
Yeah, let me stop you. Let me stop you right there. When I mentioned Jake Paul the other weekend to D-Dubb, and he was like, "Kev, if you don't get off," and he said, "Get off my phone with Jake Paul."
I'm not mad at Jake Paul. He's out there for the money. He's a capitalist.
Listen, he's making the money, but my thing is, do it with the rest of these guys, man. That's my thing. But he found a lane.
Oh no, D.
He can't even get a license, man. He's not a boxer.
He's a celebrity boxer, man. Yeah,
I don't consider that.
He can't get sanctioned for it. He's not a professional boxer.
I guess you gotta go to WWE with your bro.
That's what he just did his own WWE, and he makes the money on his own.
I mean, if people buy it, that's on y'all. That's what y'all want. We tell you here to vote with your dollars. If that's what you want, you choose to go over there and watch that shit. So be it. But that's just not my.
Let me get Eric in here. Eric, explain that vote with your dollars thing that we say here on the podcast.
Yo, man, vote with your dollars, man. Yo, it's basically, if you ain't liking something, man, pull your money out of it, man. It's just that simple. Put your money into the thing that you like. Don't just go with the flow, the get along gang and all this other stuff, man. So that's basically what it is.
Gotcha, man. Yo, we're gonna move along. Somebody's mic there. We're gonna move along, man. We got a lot to do, but we're gonna go a little bit over, just a little bit over. Hey, the Houston Astros.
Astros. Sorry, my bad. H-Town.
The Houston Astros won the World Series. They beat the Phillies 4-2. They beat them on Saturday night, 4-1. Pretty much the game winner was Yordan Alvarez hit a 450 monster shot, 3-1 home run. That pretty
straightaway
center. And that pretty much seized the moment for the Astros. The Astros are the winners. They got a little dynasty going on. We kind of talked about that last weekend. Before we get into that, Ryan, I like to ask people why you're a fan of such and such team. So how do you become a fan of the Astros and the Rockets?
Okay, and the Rockets. So I was in New York as a kid. My dad is a diesel mechanic. So when they had the oil boom and the diesel boom, my dad was sent to Houston, right? In 1982. So I was 7 years old, 82, 7 years old. And so I started watching sports. I love the Astros, love the Rockets, Houston Oilers / Tennessee Titans. I don't mess with the Houston Texans, though. I was never in Houston at that time. So I roll with the Titans, who are the Houston Oilers. I roll with the Astros, and my favorite team is the Houston Rockets of all time. But so I'm not a bandwagon jumper, even though some of my friends might call me that, like, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, man, the Astros, bro, they got caught cheating, which in 2017 they won the World Series. But
you happy, Dan? He admitted it. Okay.
No, I admit it. But in 2018, Boston did the same thing. And Cora, the manager who was on the bench with the Astros at the time, he was the guy who spearheaded all the cheating. It was wrong. But you can't take away that World Series from them. And here's why. Because everybody in baseball cheats. Everybody tries to steal signs and things of that nature. Make MLB when Sosa and McGuire was when there was nobody in the stands and everybody knew that they were juicing. You know what I'm saying? And they were hitting the long ball to get everybody back to the stands. They didn't say anything. They knew. All right. So
you're in the frat. You're good. You're good. You ain't got to say nothing else. You down from here on out.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not proud of the Astros for what they did because they took cheating to a different level. So you know whether you kill one dude or you kill 5 dudes, you're still a murderer.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
count, right.
You know what I mean? So I get it. It was egregious. It was wrong, but you can't take it away from them. And here's why: because every year since then, they got to the American League Championship. Every year they got to ALCS. Every year, whether they were taking out the Yankees, and what they did to the Yankees this year was incredible, bro. To beat that team, to sweep that Yankees team 4-0 is saying something. And then
they beat the Yankees ass all season, though, man.
Yeah,
they beat them all year,
all season.
The last 3 years.
Let me. Yeah, Dan, that too. Let me tell you about the Yankees real quick, Ryan. As a Yankee fan, lifetime Yankee fan, this year, and the Yankees have been to 5, American League championships, and have done nothing. The Astros has been away. The Astros continue to kick our ass every time we go out there. And one of the reasons why you guys put the ball in play. We don't.
We make contact. You make contact.
Yankees don't.
Because is it the whole? I mean, you guys broke the strikeout record in a 4-game series.
Yeah. I mean, one game 17 strikeouts. I'm like
17 strikeouts, bro. Yeah.
Dave
so
Kingman, baby, Dave Kingman.
So they make contact, and not only that, man, to go to the World Series and pitch a combined no-hitter in the World Series, bro, in Philly. After you got beat by the long ball, in game 3, Philly was amazing, man. They hit like 5 home runs.
5 home runs,
and then in game 4, I mean, the Astros just went nuts. Like they had the best pitching staff, bro. And not only that, last year they probably should have won last year and beat the Braves. What happened was they didn't have Verlander.
Yep.
They didn't have McCullers. They didn't have their two best pitchers. They didn't have their ace and their second best pitcher. And it went to what? I think it was game 6 or I think it was game 6 or 7. I'm not sure. But what they did, man, is nothing more than remarkable. Not only that, man, you lose Correa, all right? You lose Springer, you lose George Springer, Correa. These are like all-star guys, okay? You lose Cole to the Yankees, who becomes your ace, and they still get back, So
y'all find guys like this, like what's my man that hit the 450 shot? Y'all got him from the Dodgers, right? In a trade.
Correct. It was a trade.
And they said he wasn't all that with the Dodgers.
Right. So they
go ahead.
Yeah, no, they the Astros definitely have a good farm system. Their scouting is they say their scouting is top notch. Look at the Pena kid. The Pena kid won as a rookie. He replaced Correa, who's a legend already in Houston. Yep. Right? Carlos Correa. He replaces Carlos Correa as a rookie. Wins the MVP in the American League Championship, and then wins the MVP in the World Series. Bro, so it's also empowering the players. Dusty Baker was the right guy for the time where the Astros were got caught with the cheating, the cheating and things of that nature. So Dusty Rose was the best guy. He's a calming factor. He has the respect of the ball players. He's a legend. So like we were saying, man, I'm so happy for Dusty Baker to finally get the chip that he deserves, man. So yeah, super proud of the Astros, man.
Gotcha.
And real quick, shout out to Mattress Mac for betting $10 million on the Astros and won $75 million, the record for sports betting.
Wow. Yes, I saw that. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put that. Eric, let me get Eric in here. Eric, yo, what was the difference, real quick? And we're talking baseball still, between your man Tony La Russa and Dusty Baker.
Stop right there. That's not my man. Okay, my bad. You already threw me off with what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Yo, this dude is angry, man.
The difference between La Russa and who?
And Dusty Baker.
Yo, Dusty Baker, man, listen. Dusty Baker, if you look at it, Dusty Baker, well, every team that he's been on, he's been a player's manager. You know what I'm saying? He always got along with his guys for the most part. He always found the right buttons and the right buttons to push at any given time. He was the best at it, and now with this World Series title, it solidifies that. Tony La Russa probably should have retired about 5-8 years ago. In all honesty, he doesn't command the locker room anymore. He doesn't command the team no more, and we all seen it. So
yeah, I got you.
Shout out, and I would just say this, Ryan.
Yeah,
everybody up here would tell you, man. I always said I didn't understand why Houston had to cheat, because to me they've had the best team.
They were already
besides the Dodgers for the last 5, 6, 7 years. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
From the team that they put out on the field, from their farm system, and their foundation of the organization from top to bottom. To me, they was the top class of the American League. So I don't know why, but again, you know, the proof is in the pudding. Shout out to y'all, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Gotcha. Yes, let me address this question to Dan. You know, most sports leagues are a copycat league. The Phillies. Salute to the Phillies. I did not see that from, and I'll reiterate, the Phillies fired their manager around mid-May, and he did a wonderful job of righting that ship. Harper was hurt, and do other teams try to do what the Phillies do now, Dan?
As far as firing managers in the middle of the season?
Well, just doing what they're doing, how they was able to right the ship, and because they was in last place in the middle of the game. Go ahead.
Part of it was the coach, but the other part of it too is look at the talent that they have.
Yes,
they have good players, so it's not like they were a shitty team like the Pirates and don't have any hope. They had players that had talent. It's just a matter of getting the ship righted. And they did that. And I think with Harper going out, that was a blessing in disguise for them, because that's when they came together, and that's when they started playing better after they fired the coach. And when he came back, he just slipped back in, the lineup and then on the field and did his thing like he's been doing. Right. And they became, that was the thing, because some people at work were talking. I said, look, man, I know the playoffs are starting, but don't sleep on the Phillies. They've probably been the best team the second half of the season.
Yep.
And don't be surprised if they make the World Series, because they can beat all those teams. And
right.
They did. But as far as other teams in the league, if you don't spend money, you don't have pitching, and you don't have a farm system, you could have the Philly fanatic behind the bench, and you're going to get the same result. I mean, that's what it boils down to. So, like, copycatting is not the same in baseball. That would be the Red Sox and the Yankees bidding over the same all-star from another team every offseason.
Facts.
And then now the Dodgers are doing it. So that's more the copycat thing, where what the Phillies did is they weren't playing good. They fired the manager. They got their shit right, got their star back. And they probably got back the fundamentals and started working on hitting, and that's a lot of it too, is where I think the Yankees
never did that.
Not only did their pitching kind of fail them, but you don't have anyone on that lineup that can hit for singles or doubles.
Nope. Putting the ball in play.
It's yard or nothing. Yeah, that dude hit how many home runs?
62.
I mean, he was the only one that hit for average and home runs and RBI. Like he was the only all-around player you had. The rest of them was yard or done.
Right. But to the Yankees' credit though, they did have two guys who were hurt, who were their contact hitters. Like both of them were their contact hitters. Their names stick in my mind.
No, I get it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Go ahead.
So to their credit, they weren't at full strength. But the Astros didn't have Brantley neither. So and with the new format, with adding a new, more playoff teams with a new wild card format too, so teams can get hot and you sneak in there, man, and then that first round is the best out of 5 games. So that's how so it's not best out of 7, it's best out of 5. And if a team baseball, man, you go on a run, that game will carry over, and then you get hot, and then
ask the Dodgers and the Mets.
Correct.
I'd like the format that they have now, opposed to the one and done game where
the one and done game was
one
crap.
Team that didn't win their division could have 97 wins and play somebody that's got 60 and that team's hot and wins, or some fluke bullshit happens.
Exactly.
And they only played one game. Yeah, I'd like the best of 5. Like what they're doing now is a lot better.
Absolutely, totally agree. I
believe that the Astros were the best team in baseball last 7 years. Period. End of story. Average numbers. Do what you want to do. Right. Dusty's my man, so I got no real problem with him winning. The Yankees and a lot of other teams, they are what I would call, from the scout game, they're lazy. They don't do everything they need to do, because evidently there are players out there that can hit for average, because there are players out there that hit for average. That's it. There's really no other excuse. So if you're wanting to, again, I go back to the money, man, because what Tony Kornheiser says, it's the money, stupid. If you want to always ask the reason for something, it's the money. You want people in the stadium, so you get launch ball cats to go to Yankee Stadium to play there, so they can hit a lot of home runs and fill the seats.
But we lost, DA. We lost 5 American League.
Whoa! Are you high? We didn't lose. The ownership of the Yankees is damn good in their pockets right now. They didn't lose the fucking thing. The baseball team lost.
No,
but the dudes that own that team didn't lose a fucking thing, because
River Avenue, 161st Street was packed every night.
Came to see
people streaming off the subway, off the 4C and the D. Yes,
stimulus package.
That is the exact thing that Ryan was saying earlier. But hey, baseball had 94. Things was going bad for baseball, so we get this home run thing in. They brought people back into the stadiums, and now teams have the template. Man, we're not doing nothing here. We're not getting no money or we see we don't have a team that's really good enough to do it. We'll just get a bunch of home run hitters. Right. Chicks dig the long ball. Pack the stadium out. You do what you do, and you go.
Yep.
Again, I try to, and I just say this, man, because I love y'all. I love the world. If you individuals believe that the ownership of your team wants to win championships every year, you are wrong.
Well, ask Jeannie Buss.
They want to fill the stadium and make profit. That's their job. Their job is profit. Everything else is preschool. We either talking business or we talking games. And that's just what it is. I watched teams win World Series that didn't have big rosters. I've watched teams win with big rosters and blow the team up the next year and come back and win another one.
Florida Marlins.
That was their template. They just get rid of you, and then 2 years later we'll bring in, 3 more pitchers, a few more hitters, and we win another one. That's what we do. Right?
Absolutely.
Now, if you go the other route and you spend the money like the Dodgers did, what does it get you? 1 out of a bunch of years. So it's these guys.
One bubble championship.
Yeah, but I mean these folks aren't stupid. These are billionaires. They're not dumb, man. They know. But if they choose to walk down that path, they know what they're in for.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Listen, we got to move off baseball real quick. We can't spend too much time on football. We'll tackle football on Monday with fourth and short. I do want to get. We talked about this earlier on the before we got on the air. Jeff Saturday. I'll start with D-Dubb. D-Dubb, your thoughts on Jeff Saturday being the coach of the Indianapolis Colts after Frank Reich was fired. Hey, let me say this real quick. I think, before D-Dubb gives his answer, I think, hey, Oakland Raiders, all this coaching nepotism we be talking about, what's D's man out there in Oakland?
McDaniel?
Josh McDaniel.
Yeah, say goodbye to Josh. Y'all need to hire Frank Reich, my opinion. Go ahead, D-Dubb.
Yeah, man. Yo, I was shocked by this move by the Colts. I thought that I'm about to say Frank White. Frank is I thought he was a good coach, man. The last 2-3 years that he had. I don't understand. I couldn't understand for the life of me how you blame this guy for
the quarterback, man. The quarterback killed them.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely, man. They had no plan ever since Luck left. It was just, trying to find a quarterback, and he did a good job with who was the quarterback?
Was it Jacoby?
Was the when they went to the
old man? Rivers?
That's because that's when homeboy he came on. He came on and he had a good season. So I'm like, they getting themselves together, then they go and get Carson Wentz and Matty Ice.
Yeah.
And then you gonna fire this guy. And then I mean he was fired at 10 in the morning, 12 o'clock, you get a job. I mean, Jeff Saturday had just probably went to the bathroom, bro, before
they got the phone network
after the morning coffee.
Yeah. I'm like, wow. But I don't know. I don't like the way that looks. It just doesn't look right. It don't feel right to me. But shout out to Jeff Saturday. He got a job, and it's his job to lose, and that is what it is.
What you got on Jeff Saturday, and then we're gonna get out of here, man.
I just think it's some bullshit. I don't understand how you fire a guy. I thought Frank Reich did I'm not going to say a phenomenal job, but he did
serviceable.
He did better than most would under those circumstances.
Right.
People point at the quarterback this year, but I will also tell y'all to also look at the running game. There was no run game. Where is
well,
Mr. Taylor? Are you on a milk carton box? Like where's the run game at? That was supposed to carry over. So at the end of the day, I thought it was something fixable. Like D-Dubb said, this caught me by surprise. And no, I'm not an Indianapolis fan, but I'm a fan of football. And then to go and get Jeff Saturday. Look, I don't man. To each his own, like D-Dubb said, it doesn't look good, but there is a recurring theme that has been talked about in each and every sport that we touched on tonight. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go back to the beginning and watch the show all the way through.
That's right.
People and their little cliques, their little management teams or whatever you want to call them, their organizations and their brands and the money. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Yo, shout out to Jeff Saturday. I hope you do a good job, bro. We'll see.
Oh man, man, yeah, Jeff Saturday got the job. We are over our time, so we'll address all NFL stuff on Monday morning. As you say, this was a great show. Really I think Ryan had to leave or he got booted off. Let's see if he'll try to get back on. But hey, Ryan, appreciate you, bro, coming through.
Definitely. Did a great job.
Out with us. Yeah, man, he did a great job tonight, as always. Coming through and talking, NBA. NBA to me it's been a hard watch, but I'm thankful for Ryan coming through. Paul shots. We'll start off with the DA. DA, what you got for us, my brother? As we
everybody take care, be safe, and that's it, man. Be careful.
Gotcha. Thank you,
DA.
show.
Thank you, Ryan, and everyone. Be safe. Have a good one, man. Please.
Gotcha. D-Dubb, what you got for us, brother?
Yo, man, peace to everybody. Yo, thank Ryan for coming on out, hanging out with us for a little bit, giving us his opinion on the NBA. Nothing too heavy. Again, enjoy the show. See y'all next week. God bless.
Thank you. Dan, what you got, bro?
Oh, great show. Shout out to everybody out there that joined chat or listening or watching on YouTube. Shout out to Mikey. Miss you, buddy. And, everybody be safe. Take care.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Penguins are up 3-0.
Oh, that's going. That's not.
They'll find a way to lose.
That's not.
Check YouTube later for Ovechkin hitting Jan Ruda. He absolutely blew him up.
There you go.
Eric, the angry one, seems very angry today.
Very angry.
I'm just under a little bit under the weather. I'm under the influence of pain medication, but it's all good. Hey, yo, man, nothing heavy, man. Yo, shout out to the Chasers, man. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Mike Millie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there, in YouTube land, Twitter land, everywhere where we have found that. Put it on the scroll, Kev. You can
yeah.
All major.
There you go.
There you go, right there. You can find us all social media platforms.
That's right.
You
and
know
we're on all major podcast platforms.
Yes. So, nothing too heavy, man. Thank y'all for joining us. You know what I'm saying? Giving us a chance. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for all your shares or your likes or your dislikes, whatever it is, your comments. Man. Everybody be safe. Take care of your fellow man, woman, and child. And we just got to do better, man. Other than that, man, we'll catch y'all Monday. It's the Chasers.
Appreciate it. Yep. Appreciate it. I don't have anything too heavy. Like I said, man, this was a really good show. We got a lot to talk about. Thank God we are able to have things like fourth and short. We didn't even touch college football today. The playoff thing came out. Like D-Dubb said, if you're not in the top four, who cares?
But it's still interesting this year.
It's still interesting, D-Dubb.
It's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, we'll absolutely. We might have to sneak that in on Monday with the college football after this weekend also. But great show. Ryan, once again, he just texted me. He had to go real quick. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you for coming through. Thank you guys here tonight. All the fellas here from the Chasers. Mike Millie is doing grown-up stuff. He's working, so he couldn't be with us tonight. So because of the schedule change. But man, hey, I'm grateful, man. Like I said, look for us every Thursday night. I know it's Wednesday, but look for us relatively every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Remember to like, click, and subscribe to us on all of our platforms. YouTube, if you want to get at us on in the chat real time, please go and subscribe to YouTube, and where you can come live and talk your junk or whatever you want to talk to concerning sports. We appreciate it. Got questions, we'll answer it. As DA says, always say what we say, DA. We address all drama. You messed up the alley-oop.
Yeah, listen, just don't be scared. Do not be scared.
Dan, that was a 3-on-1 breakaway, and DA whiffed.
Man, listen,
I'm
so damn tired, man.
He pulled up from 3.
Yeah, I'm old. Yeah. Hey, We ain't got no sharpshooters on this team, all right?
Airball.
Oh man, let me get out of here so DA can go to bed, man. Hey, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. Hey, James the Angry One, Darrell D-Dubb Warren, hey, Dan, our hockey dude, Dorian the DA Albright, and Mike Mills, who's out there doing this thing, man. Hey, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good, y'all be blessed. Hey, see y'all on Monday.
Peace.